Hey everyone! Good morning! Good morning, welcome. This is Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue here for today's Cricut Chat. And I hope that you are well. I know that some of you are just getting the notice right now, so it takes a minute or so. I understand that, so I want to give time for people to come along. And there's some of my friends. I already see Aleidra and who else? Regina, good morning. We're going to be using the Maker. No, we're using the Explorer 3 with Smart Vinyl, and we're going to be using this roll holder. And I'm going to tell you why we're using this, because I ran into a little issue when I was preparing for this, so I want to use the roll holder to avoid that problem. So, yeah, how are you? Let's see, I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm trying to find the heat guide for, because we're going to be doing the heating of this. This is iron on. I haven't prepared one extra because I was playing with all these different machines because I wanted to see if this would cut on the Joy, and it did. But then I ran out of Joy. So this is cut on the Joy, and this is 3 layers. The base layer is, but no, is this the one that, no, sorry. This is the one that I cut on the Joy. Sorry. So it was done with the base layer is blue, and then there's 2 overlays, red and white. I suppose you could do either one first, okay? And then I started playing with hoping that my rhinestone, not the setter because I have that, but I was hoping that the rhinestones would come in because I created a rhinestone template for this to go around, right? And I ordered like a bunch of different color rhinestones, but they haven't come in. So instead I switched it over to glitter vinyl, and I'm glad that I did because I want to show you how easy it is to cut with glitter vinyl, glitter HTV or iron on, okay? I want to show you how easy it is, and I'm also going to just, kind of show you a little bit about maintaining your inventory or your stash, the materials that you have, because it can get a little overwhelming. I myself am a little overwhelmed, and I have to, kind of take a step back and make sure that I have everything I need. And so that's what happened with the Joy yesterday, and I ran out of that blue, so I had to switch to navy blue on the larger machine. But that's the only reason why I'm doing it that way and not on the Joy, just simply because I only had navy blue on the larger machine. And which actually brought up a question, and maybe I should be able to cut it. I don't know. Anyway, so today we're going to use my iPad to run this machine, which you can do. You don't have to. You can also use your iPhone. You can also use your desktop or your laptop. But we're going to use this. And I created some of this image. I created the stars around, and the love image came from Design Space. I will give you this file so you don't have to recreate it, because this was a little challenging. The stars were a little challenging. But once it's done, all I have to do is hit Make It. Before I hit Make It, though, because I often use my iPad for cutting with the Joy, I need to make sure that Joy is not selected. My machine is selected. So this is my machine selection, Explore 3. If you want to change it, you hit on your face over here, on your avatar, right? Machine selection. And then you can choose from all of these machines. So I happen to have all of these machines plus... Yeah, no, I do. I have all these machines. And so I'm going to choose the Explore 3, okay? The other thing I need to do is make sure that the Explore 3 is connected to Bluetooth. So I'm going to my settings and choosing Bluetooth, and I'm going to make sure, see here, it says Explore 3 CE9A, I don't know what that is, but it says connected. So we need both of those. And then once we have our image, it's getting ready to cut, we simply have to hit make it. That's down here. We're going to be cutting without mats today using smart materials. So we're going to choose without the mat. The thing that happens here is it puts it on to like smart materials without the mat. So you can tell there's no mat here. But before you go any further, you need to make sure the mirror is on. And so we have to go to each of these mats and just use this little toggle switch so that it shows green, and just keep doing that. It almost doesn't matter for the stars, but that's okay. All right, so see how they're all, now I come back to look at them, and they are all, whoops, they are all backward or mirrored, okay? Then we're going to hit continue, and we are going to choose from materials. We're going to choose Smart Iron-On first. We'll do the glitter one last. So here's Smart Iron-On. I'm going to set up my my machine. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this. This is a roll holder. When I first got this, I thought, well, yeah, I suppose if you have a really big roll. But what I found out is it works great with smaller rolls because it has this cutter here. And when you're making something, you're going to use off of the roll. Instead of cutting the material before you actually put it on the machine. Remember, we used to cut that and then put it on the machine. No, you're going to use this straight roll. And this is a roll of Smart Iron-On in red. It comes in 9 feet, comes in 3 feet, and I have it in all of the colors available today. And then we're going to slide it through. I think actually I'm going to have to do the white one first. But we're going to slide it through here. And you see here, this is the cutter. Now, one of the things that I found out the hard way is that when I was cutting Smart Iron-On before, I would just use my scissors and cut it straight off, but it wasn't straight. And so then I tried to put it into the machine, and the machine, being intelligent, probably more so than me, had said, no, you don't have enough material because it was so crooked. So that's why I am, especially when I'm doing this iron-on, I am going to use this roll holder, because otherwise I have to get out my my sheet, my trimmer, and even though it's round, it's a little awkward to do it. So let's go ahead and start off with the white. And I'm keeping my materials in the box, but this one is coming, it's becoming a little difficult. Now this one is the white that I have. You see how it's not cut at the right angle? I want to try it to see if it will go in. Perhaps it will, but perhaps it won't. So let's do this. It did go in, but it may cause a jam. Yeah, see, it's not really like nice. and it's going to do it. So let's do that, okay? So we're going to hit the go button, and here it is on my screen. So let's hit the go button. Oop, did I not hit it? Come on. And this roll holder is not attached. It easily moves. I don't want to move it while this is going. I'm going to show it to you after this is done. Okay. But I think it's sort of like for if you're at the end of the roll, it's probably a nice stabilizer for at the end of the roll. But it's especially good for glitter. You know, I used to hate to cut glitter iron-on. Used to hate it because it never stuck to the mat. And I'd have to use masking tape. And even then, it was like you had to watch that machine and make sure it didn't lift because otherwise it'll jam, okay? So I especially like smart materials. If you're a glitter person, as I am, is it done? It's done. Okay. So before you go ahead and cut it out, you can just use this. I mean, obviously I don't have this much left, but I'm going to cut this. This will not probably have to be put on a mat, but we take it out and here you go. See, look at how awful the cut was here, but here I use the cutter and it's nice and flat. So that's pretty cool. So what are we doing next? Let's see. We're going to do the red next. I have more of the red. So I'm going to take the roll again. I'm just going to put it under here. It's a little awkward at first to get used to this, but believe me, it will help you out. But yeah, it's a little awkward at first. So, and just so you know, so see, I have my roll, and you do have to manually like advance it and stuff. So I think of it more like it's like a holder. Okay. And here is the red, and I'm doing the red. It's all mirrored, so I'm doing pretty good. And it's going to measure the material, and then it's ready, or then it will be ready. And you'll see that there's a blinking light here. So let's hit that blinking light. Hey! Hello! My dogs are particularly barky today. I apologize. It's a really beautiful day. Everybody's outside walking. You know, it's so fun because I think people really enjoy the outdoors now more. They don't take it for granted, which is so lovely. Now, when I did cut this out, I need to trim it up and keep my little extra because that's what I'm going to do. And remember, you can put this extra right on a mat. Not a problem. So here it is done. I'm going to use my cutter. Whoop, cut it across. And that gives me a nice clean cut. So it's about like your next cut, not so much your first cut. You see that? And perhaps I should have cut it a little bit closer to save more material. But as you know, I'm a frugal person, and so I will just save this material for when I have another project. Again, I can't put these little pieces into the machine without a mat, but that's okay. I can save it and put it on a mat. All right. So the next up is our navy. I know it looks black, and the box kind of fooled me too, but it does say navy, and it looks navy in the light. So we're going to put that there and slide it under. And make sure it goes under those guides. Okay, it's ready to go. It's very fast, but I think one thing that people are figuring out when they're getting their brand new machines, whether it's the Maker 3 or the Explorer 3, is that it's much quieter. It's a much quieter machine, which for me was a huge selling point, because you hear these machines, I craft all day, every day. So for me, sometimes it's best to just get a little bit of peace and quiet. And although it's not silent, it's still pretty quiet, and quieter than the competitors, but also quieter than their previous models. All right. So the last one, the sort of piece de resistance, is this glitter vinyl. Now, who has had problems with glitter vinyl? I know I have. It's just always been so thick, and it's hard to weed, and blah, blah. Very, 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 very hard. But this is what's great about it. I can put it through into this little holder, and then just feed it in. So it's like it's holding it in place. I know it's kind of not what it's supposed to do, but I just like it. I like that I don't have to fuss with the mat, So here it goes with my glitter vinyl, or my glitter iron-on, I should say. And it's measuring. And now I can just hit go. And this is the one that has all the stars around it. The square that I did that. I was like, oh, hey, I'm going to make myself a box that's, because after I started looking for one in Design Space, because how do you figure? I said a box of stars. That didn't work. An outline of a box in stars. That didn't work. So then I went to line of stars and then duplicated it. And there you go. I also kind of played around with maybe making the stars different colors, but then I thought, okay, you are like beyond gilding the lily at this point, Rita. So why don't you just stick with your original plan, which was to do it in the gold glitter. And again, when you get this file, you'll see that it does have both the stars and the rhinestone template, and I'm going to show you the rhinestones at a different project when they all come in, because when we first started with the rhinestones, we were just doing it on paper, but I had so many ideas last night and started doing like rhinestone templates and looking for clothes. Have you ever done that, where you've gone looking for clothes in your closet so that it will work? So I did indeed do that. I found a pair of shorts. I started to do the rhinestone on it, but I didn't make the template too small. It's supposed to say craft, but I made the template too small, and it caused a problem. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like, there's the vinyl. You're not going to want to use vinyl, okay, for the template if it's really small. Okay, so we're going to cut this as well. And that's it. No fighting with the roll. It's done. Let's take this out. Now, we don't need the machine anymore because we're all done. So let's move it over. Let's get us some room here. Put this on top. Okay, so now we have, I'm going to move you down a little bit. Now we have our cutouts, and we just have to weed them as usual. Again, this piece needs to be cut so that I can save it. And I'm sure that I need to cut some on this one here. But I have to turn it sideways because I don't have my bright pad with me. All right, here we go. So thick, but it looks so good. And to be honest, I was talking to my son yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to make some t-shirts for us, my sister, me, and him. And also I was going to make one for my mom because we're going there tomorrow. And And I said, oh, it's like, it says love and USA. And he's like, really, Mom? And I'm like, yeah, maybe it's a little too feminine. I said, especially with the glitter. And he was like, glitter? No, thanks. No, thanks. So here are our 3 pieces for the love, and we're going to flip it onto this side. This side is like the matte side. This is actually the iron-on material. This is just the backing that helps it go in the machine and also helps us when we press it. So we're just going to grab at the corner using one of these little guys or whatever you like to use. Some people like to use different things. And then we're just going to start pulling. You can hold with your fingers. Hold down that template like this. Now, don't worry if it's not coming off perfectly. We'll go back and clean it up with the weeding tool. And we just have to take the majority of this stuff off first. The cool thing about iron-on is it's pretty easy to weed. And in fact, just taking off that last piece, it's already weeded. See how it says love? And it's perfect. I think it's perfect. Maybe there was a piece here. Okay, but I can't tell. All right, so let's do this one. Also grab at the corner and then just start peeling. Okay, so we have to take the inside of that O out. So there is going to be our first layer. It is navy. And then here is our red. Okay, that one came out great. So the way this is going to go on is first we're going to do the navy, and then I think we'll do the red because I want to be able to line up the white here between these down here, right here. So I think we'll do it that way, but we still have to weed out this glitter vinyl star, whatever you want to call it, the box around the star. And, you know, reading glitter vinyl is a little bit different, of course, but remember, it looks really good, so be patient with the process. And sometimes it messes up, so you have to go back and look, but here I go, trying to get this off from around here without losing any stars. I can and I will. I can and I will. You guys, with the magnet yesterday, oh my God, I was convinced you were pulling my leg because I had never heard about the magnet. And then afterwards, and I went to my friends, the other product experts, and I'm like, will you please check and see if there was a magnet there? And Melody said, I knew it was there, of course, because she's like always on the machines. And Carol said, mine works, but it's like not, and they each said that it was in a different place, which was weird. And then, but kind of made sense because of what happened. And then Jennifer Maker said, yeah, it's kind of in a, it's in a weird spot. I don't know that it was intended as that, but if you're going to use it for that, that's a good, good idea. And so I was like, all right. So maybe they were onto something. But that was funny. You guys teach me. I really thought you were pulling my leg, though. Anyway, so we're weeding, and then we're going to have to heat up our easy press, but we're only one person here, only 2 hands here. So I hope you don't mind watching me weed. In fact, actually, what I should do is put this aside and get my heat press ready. Okay, so I'm going to go to the internet and I am going to go to the heat guide, and I have an Easy Press 2. And I am going to be using a plain, okay, so we're going to use everyday iron-on first, but we'll end up changing to glitter iron-on later, so I can make that choice. But let's go to everyday iron-on first. And 100% cotton shirt and Easy Press mat, and apply. And I have to heat up my Easy Press, which is right over here, to 315 degrees. So I'm going to turn that on, and it actually was set for 315, which is great. Yay, something's going right today. And just move this over. And it's going to take a little bit for it to heat up, which is fine, because then I can get myself situated here and finish up the glitter, which I'm going to put the glitter on last. And this is another layer, just like we did those Juneteenth shirts. This is another layered iron-on project. So according to this, we have to preheat it 5 seconds, and then 315 degrees for 30 seconds using light pressure, and flip it to after 15 seconds. But because we're doing layers, we're going to kind of cheat the clock a little bit, just because you don't need to have that many seconds on all 3 layers, if that makes sense to you. So we're going to do that, and let me just get my heat press mat. I love this thing, even though it's stained. I actually got a new one. Hey, there's a huge sale going on at Cricut. So if you need stuff, this is good, especially if you're an Access customer, and you get like 40% off of materials. I stocked up on iron-on for my smart vinyl, like the kind for the Joy, because I knew I was kind of short there. And in addition, if you use my link and my code, you're going to get 20% off, more off. So if you're a Prime, I'm thinking Prime, right? If you are a Access subscriber and you're a premium, you'll get 20% off of your materials. That's usual. So you can like kind of stack things. So let's say you're buying something that's on sale and the sale price is like $20. Then you'll get, if you're a premium member, you'll get 20% off of that. So 20% off of that is what, $4. So that will bring the price down to $16. And then from there, you'll get 20% off using my, right? Is that right? Yeah. And that's the 160 and 160 is 320. So something that started off at $20 on sale, you're going to save $7.60. It's awesome. You know. Okay, so our heat press is heated up. I'm just going to give it that little few seconds at the beginning. And you know, you guys, I'm not a salesperson, so you know, and I also do not do math in my head very well, so I might be a little off with my numbers, but you'll forgive me, right? So, okay, so here's our first layer. I'm going to put it right here. And I kind of like it a couple of inches from, but I have to remember it's going to have that glitter box around it. So I think maybe here, this is like 2 inches. And there are a lot of people that have these measuring things and everything. Honestly, I just eyeball it, you know, because I'm not making it for a profession or anything. And most of my family are just grateful to get it. Now, I have this set at 15 seconds, so I do need to change that. but let's do it 15 seconds at a time, because remember, we have to do it 30 seconds per layer, or that's according to the guide. And so I'm going to sort of cheat the clock a few seconds here and there. I just don't think that we need that much time on these, okay? You eyeball it too? Yeah. You know, I see people and they're very good at it, you know, and they're selling oodles, but I'm a hobbyist. So that's that. Now we have to let it cool, just as we did on Saturday night. And this pad does hold the heat, so I'm just kind of letting it cool a little bit. And I chose this gray because I like this gray. And actually, it's not quite as cool as I would like, but I'm still going to peel and see how that works. It's actually hot, but it's coming off beautifully. Okay. Let's try the next piece. Where did I put it? Come on, Rita. Where did I put it? On my lap? Under my thing? Come on, Rita. Are you kidding me? I'm a goober. All right. They're all the same size. So I can probably use these ones instead. I honestly do not know where it went. Okay, so we use these. We obviously don't need the blue. So let's take that off. So I want to verify that they're the same size. Yes. And I like this blue the best, but I ran out of it for the Joy. So, and I didn't have it for the Explorer. Okay, so here's the red, here's the white. I'm going to do the red first because I want to line up this O, and there is actually a like a border around the letters. I think the white is going to be a little more difficult. So here you go. Here's the red. Let's give it a few seconds with the machine. And I think we'll try to remove it at 15 seconds. We might have to come back. That's weird. Things always go missing on me. Okay, and cool this off. Maybe it landed on the floor. No, it didn't land on the floor. Oh, it's over here. Duh. Unbelievable. All right, so we're cooling this off, and let's see if we gave it enough. It looks as if we did. Probably should cool it a few more seconds so I don't burn myself. Woo, it's starting to look really good, isn't it? Awesome. Okay, and so here's the white. Now, you'll know what I mean, because I have to make sure that these lines are within the red lines. So that's a little bit challenging. And it would be awesome if I could get my head straight over there, but that's not going to work out because you won't be able to see anything but the top of my head. So I'm trying very hard to get this placed correctly. But see over here, like I need to make sure that these stars are lined up as well without messing with my lines. Here, I think. Let's have a look. No, it's not right over here. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? I suppose I could do better, but because we're doing live, you know, this is the way that the first one's going to come out. And And I think that that's just fine. And maybe I'm being too particular. Okay. You know, my mom's just not going to care. She's going to be like, oh, you made me a t-shirt. So that's all that matters. But I'll notice it, right? Aren't we all like that? Like you like, it's not here. Can we just chat about that for a second? I am so done with people, you know, they're showing off their stuff and they're doing a great job of it. And the thing that they say that puts themselves down, which we need to stop doing it, is say, it's not perfect, but I'm happy with it, because it's never going to be perfect, folks. It's not going to be. If it were a machine, maybe it would be perfect. But perfection is not guaranteed with human stuff. This is a hobby. And so it's almost like you have to expect imperfections. It's called wabi-sabi hobby. I just made that up. No, wabi-sabi is a Japanese technique. It's like where they actually put an imperfection in their work, because you know how particular some of the Japanese artists are. They're just, it's like so perfect. And so they do this to keep their humility. It's called wabi-sabi. So I'm going to coin a new phrase, and it's wabi-sabi hobby. This is a wabi-sabi hobby. So do not ever say to me, Rita, oh, it's not perfect, but I like it. You know, like that, because it's never going to be perfect. Nothing I do is ever going to be perfect. Live with it. We're imperfect. You might say, this was challenging. I had a hard time on this part. But anyway, that's just me. Okay, so here's our glitter. So we need to put that on there. And look, oh, my star is out of place. Let's fix that. We also need to go back to the heat guide and change it to glitter. Also with 100% cotton and the Easy Press matte, and see what it says. Okay, 330. So I am going to now take my Easy Press. I want to put it so that you can see, and I'm going to change the temperature. So I hit that little like temperature thing, and then I just go up, wait for its flash, and then go up to 330. I also, while I'm at it, need to change the time. So I'm going to change it to 30 seconds. Okay? It's just going to take a little tiny bit for us to get there. And let's see. So I have to fix this. Let's fix this. So sometimes things get out of place, and that's fine. Just when you're putting it into place and into where it needs to go, make sure you have the right side. See, it's at least you can see the glitter, because we want the glitter side facing up, because the glue part is on the back. Just like with our rhinestones. It's still a little off. Let me see if this does it. Yeah. Okay. What do you think? Do you like that? I kind of like this. So let us go ahead and press it. I just want to give it one last view. Now again, not too super psyched about this here, but again, you know, first time doing this with the smart materials, so I'm not going to pick on my work. 30 seconds, and because the piece is bigger than my Easy Press, this is a 9x9 Easy Press, I'm going to sort of move it around on both sides. so that it's getting pressed all the way. Might need a few more seconds, but I don't want to overdo it either. So let's see. Let's do it just a few more seconds, and I'll use the timer as a guide. I want to make sure that they all get adhered on. And then afterwards, once we remove this, we're going to flip over the shirt and do the back side, just because, I don't know, it's like insurance. All right, let's cool this off. See how we're doing. Ooh, I can see them coming off. Look at. This is the funnest part. It's still hot. It's so hot. Oh, so cute. I love it. Get it? I love it. Now, for all my Canadian friends, there are Canadian graphics in Design Space, and you could do something very similar to this. So make sure you just kind of pick up the maybe you can do love and do red and do a maple leaf. That would be kind of cool. All right, so let's flip it over. And give it that assurance on the back. Now, I did not wash these shirts, if you're wondering. You could do a washed shirt. There's nothing saying that you couldn't. But I just picked these up, believe it or not, at Michael's yesterday using my curbside pickup, which I love. And I got a bunch in different sizes, and I thought, oh, we'll all have these same shirts. Matchy. We probably wouldn't all wear them at the same time. But anyway, maybe we would on 4th of July. But here you go. There's glitter with the love. I just think it's awesome. I don't know about you guys, but if you think it's awesome, give me a little heart so I know that I'm not alone. And I am going to, when I sign off here, I'm going to go make a bunch more. Thank you so much for coming today. This is Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue. I have this daily chat. If you're new, make sure you say hi, because new folks are very welcome. And if you're new also, you might want to consider signing up for my YouTube channel, which you can find. It's called Cricut Chat with Miss Rita, or you can also search by Miss Rita to the Rescue. I will put the link to this project in the description of the video, okay? So come back if you're here live, and if you're watching, just look in the description. You'll get the link. I'm also going to put my link to Cricut, because to be honest, that sale is pretty fabulous. So it might be time to see what you have to stock up on. This is a really good sale. It kind of reminds me of like a clearance sale, and a lot of materials on sale. I think even hand tools are, and I don't know for how long it's going to be, but I do know until the end of June, you get an additional 10% off. That's what I was trying to explain to you. Okay? Thank you so much for coming. We'll see you again tomorrow. It's 3D Friday. So we're going to be making a paper box from Dreaming Tree. And maybe we can rhinestone that, because we did rhinestones on paper. I think we could probably rhinestone this box. I'm going to see about that for today. All right, everyone. Have a great day. We'll see you. Yeah, I think I'm going to do a USA. I actually asked him, I'm like, what about the word patriot? He's like, Mom, no, because then I'll look like some guy who storms I'm like, okay. And then I said, what about freedom or liberty? And he's like, yeah, those are okay. Just no glitter. All right, everyone. We will see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you try this out. It's really fun. So, thank you. Great day. Get some crafting in, okay? Take care.